All right, welcome into a special evening edition of the Fit Parent Podcast.
It's been a week.
Yeah, we have been trying to find a normal time to do this, and it is No School November,
Yes,
and
it is.
so we normally record the podcast on a Tuesday morning, and all children were home on Tuesday, and so we were not able to do that. And as we tried to find other times, we realized that we were not going to be able to sneak it in to a normal hour. So we were recording this at 7:46 p.m. on a Thursday, which means that for the first time ever, we are doing this podcast with cocktails because that just feels appropriate.
It feels appropriate.
Cheers to you, Amy.
Cheers to you.
So if you normally watch the podcast, you know that I normally have myself a caffeinated beverage to keep myself engaged in something to do when I need a breath of air and to keep my brain working on all cylinders. But we are not going to be drinking caffeine at 7:46 p.m. So we are going to go the other direction. So I am with the world famous Delzell Rita, the Delzell Margarita. What do you have this evening, Amy?
Because I'm still living with my roommates, aka my in-laws, they're not drinkers, so there's not the normal accoutrement that I would have at my own home to make either a Manhattan or a hot and dirty martini. So I have a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, which once my father-in-law heard how much I liked it, he goes to the fish market down the street like daily to make sure there's bottles. I'm like, we have a lot of bottles at this point.
Yeah.
But he's just so sweet. So he's
I got
that wine you like.
That was my mother-in-law with candy corn for like a full decade.
Yeah.
Because I defended candy corn. Not like I love candy corn, but like candy corn gets a bad rap.
I mean, it's relatively polarizing. I love it.
I'm like, it's hardened icing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's not to like? You know,
I want it for like this long in October, and then it cannot. It's ceased to exist.
My mother-in-law, and I'm going to tell you where we're going with this here in a second, but my mother-in-law, when she heard me defending it, for every year for a full decade, would come like to our place, and I'd come in one day and there would just be like a bowl of candy corn on our island, which is so sweet of her. But I was like, I had to throw it away.
Yeah.
Because one, I would be the only one to eat it, and two, I would do the thing where I would just pass by it and take a handful, and that's like what would happen for. I'm like, I can't be doing this, so I would just dump it, and so finally I had to tell her, I'm like, Lindsay, it's the sweetest thing in the world that you do this. One, I don't love candy corn. Like, I like it, it's cool, but like, it's not my favorite thing in the world. And I think she just had she created the narrative in her head that like this is Jeff's favorite thing.
Jeff loves this. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want you wasting money anymore. I'm going to throw it away because otherwise I'm going to eat all of it. And I don't want to eat all of it because it's like Oreos. Candy corn is the Halloween Oreos. You know, it is the stuff that is still there. As a side note, if you still have Halloween candy in your house, throw it away. I'm just telling you.
Did I tell you what Emerson did to hers?
No, what did she do?
You're going to be shocked by this. She sorted it by type, which is fine, but then bagged it and labeled each individual baggie. So like she has a baggie of Twix and a baggie of Skittles, which I think it was just something for her to do one day because she was bored, but it has kept all of us from eating her candy because it's that one extra step of having to dig through and find the bag that I then have to open and like take away from her count. Like
she has like
tallies.
Mark Wahlberg or Mark Watney, the Matt Damon character in The Martian, like labeled how many like portions she has, and she's gonna ration it over the next year. She's like, this has to last me until next Halloween.
When we went trick-or-treating this year, we had to dump out last year's candy because like it stays in the bag and then it got like stuck in the basement and she forgot about it because she's ADD, so object permanence is a real thing. So we dumped out probably 4 pounds of candy that she never got to, which is fine. But she's like, man, I saved all my king size and I never even ate them. I'm like, that's probably okay. It's the funeral home that gives out king size to like build up their business, I think. I don't know. Oreos. You just mentioned Oreos. I just learned this about my mother-in-law about 10 minutes ago. She buys the regular stuff Oreos, but she doesn't like Oreos. She
Diet Oreos.
Yeah, the regular Oreos. But
Regular Oreos
she
or diet
doesn't like
Oreos.
she doesn't like the cream. She only likes the cookie part. So what she does is she untwists, eats the half with the no cream on it, saves the other half. Untwists the next one, eats one without the cream on it, and then takes those two cream sides, puts them together, and then puts it back in the pack for
And
whoever
makes her own double stuff.
for whoever else in the house wants a double stuffed Oreo. She's made them. I'm like, it's kind of sweet. Like
I
she's
mean, it's a little bit genius, but it's also a little bit sociopathic. Like, how do you not like the cream? You know, like,
she's like,
what
I
are
only
we?
like the cookie part.
Gee, like, I feel like there's better
Well, like
options for
you
just
can buy
straight chocolate cookies.
yeah,
You
like
know,
you
like
can
if
buy just the chocolate biscuit, and she's
just
like, but other people like Oreos, so I want to make sure that they have their double stuff. I'm like, God, you're nice.
it's
These
very
people are
sweet,
so
but
nice.
also like, who cares about those
They're
people?
just so lovely. Well, ends up being like John or her husband.
Yeah,
So
yeah. This podcast could get pretty unhinged. I'm not gonna lie to
I
you.
already
Like,
had one glass of wine with dinner, so I told Jeff I was pre gaming
yeah,
when he was putting
pre-gaming
his
the
kids down.
podcast. I was not pre-gaming. I was doing other such things.
Well, you have a kid. You have kids that need more guidance at bedtime. At 7 o'clock, we're like, okay, go take your shower, and then call down when you're ready to be read to. That
yeah,
you'll get there eventually. But I'm like,
I don't actually believe that I'll get to that. I have boys. I have boys.
With Charlie, you might.
With Charlie, I might. Yeah. Jeez. I mean, that girl would do it right now. She is gonna be 13 in a minute and a half.
I know.
Like, she has so much attitude.
I love it.
Especially with her brothers. All right.
Well, that's the case. That's how it happens.
So you had to know that you were going to get more banter than usual when I said that we had cocktails. Yeah, but there is a point to this podcast episode, I promise you. If you've read the title at this point, it is the one where we get through the holidays. Okay? So last episode, we talked about the mindset around the holidays. And so today we are going to be super tactical for how you actually navigate the holidays. And we are doing probably something I would not recommend to you in the midst of this, which is just drinking on a random Thursday. But this is a little bit of a special occasion for Amy and I because this has been a long time coming, honestly. Like I've wanted to do a podcast over cocktails basically since I started this podcast. And so
we
this
may
feels
need
like
to switch it to Thursday nights.
Just Thursday nights just fun. Become a thing.
And I'm drinking out of my in-laws' actual crystal from Ireland, so I'm like,
oh, that's bougie.
I know.
Yeah. Like, anytime I make a good point, you need to do that. Like anytime
oh my God! But every time I pick up one of these glasses, I'm like, oh my God, I can't afford it if I drop this.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Oh no.
This is my $2 glass from Walmart.
It's more my speed. All of my wine glasses are plastic because I've broken them all. I haven't told my mother-in-law that.
So, as this podcast is live, like the date that it goes live, there will be at that point 6 weeks left in the year. I checked it before we did this. So 6 weeks left in the year, a week before Thanksgiving, this goes live in the States. If you're listening from another country, you don't have Thanksgiving to even worry about. So it's one less thing to worry about. But we got Christmas and New Year's and holiday parties and all this kind of stuff. And again, we talked about on the last episode that it's very easy to be like, I have to make everything magical for everybody else, right? And I'm spending money on, and I'm stressing about, and I'm doing all of this for everybody else. And I think that posturally is the main problem. Mm-hmm. Like that's the main problem that we've talked about before. Like when you're stressed and when you're tired, that makes everything else harder. And so if you don't have the time and you're not prioritizing, then it makes everything else harder. When you combine being highly stressed and overstimulated and pressure and overspending and all of that with a larger than normal opportunities to indulge. Mm-hmm. So like think about summer has a lot of opportunities to indulge, mm-hmm. but it's generally a much lower stress period of time. I mean, it might be higher stress like the kids are home or whatever it is, but it's like you don't really have an agenda. You know, like the days are longer. You're getting more sunshine. Like typically people are in maybe a better mood during summer, even though there's all of these things happening. But this is, you might still be in a good mood, but it's still, I don't care how much you love this season, it's still a high stress season.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of obligations, there's family dynamics. We always, like, I think I've talked about, like, we navigate, like, hey, we're going to my parents or my in-laws, and how do we split up the days, and coordinating with my brother and his now fiance and their family, and extended family, all of that. And I mean, we were trying to get together with another couple of families in our local area, and we were trying to find a time to do it. And we looked up, and it was like Tuesday night of Monday and Tuesday of this week. And I was looking, and I was like, we have no nights free, like starting last night. So we had date night last night. I had a meeting before this tonight. We have Megan's last night at home, and then she's gone for 3 days, and then she comes home and she's got a meeting, and then it's the twins' birthday, and then I'm on worship team, and then there was one night, and then she has a session, and then it's the birthday party for the twins. It was like 10 days that I was like, we have one night out of 10 days that isn't an obligation, and we're not even into like the real holiday season yet.
Time, yeah.
It's just like we're just in the middle of November. And that's what ends up happening. Like, you're going to look up and it's going to be like, when are we going to find a weekend day in December? Like, we already have 3 of them booked.
Those are already booked. They're already booked.
With holiday parties and get-togethers and everything. And it's just like, oh my goodness. So it's high stress combined with opportunity can lead to overindulgence. Like, that is the math on it, right? If there was just opportunity, but you weren't stressed, maybe you were able to navigate it a little bit better. If it was stress, but maybe not a lot of opportunity, you have to go out of your way to do it, making it harder for you to do it, and you have to kind of opt for it, whatever it is. So this can be a time where we also do the thing, and I make this post every single year, and I don't remember the first year I did it. It was probably 3 years ago, but that December is the Friday afternoon of the calendar year, right? Where we just say, we'll deal with it in the new year. And we kind of do this in the summer too, but that's a little bit more extended. But December is absolutely that, where we just go, it's the holidays, it's crazy, it's the end of the year, like, we'll just deal with it in the new year. And we punt on the last 6 weeks of the year because it's going to be too hard. It's the holidays, it's whatever. And so we just don't do it. And then we wake up in January, and like we talked about on the last episode, we're like, need time to recover from the things that we did to ourselves. Like, we don't have the money, or we're overstressed, and we want to try to make a change, but we're like exhausted from what it is. And then we're also further away. Because let's just take for instance of just the math on this, and let's just use weight as an example, though this isn't all that it is, but let's just use weight as a starting place. Let's say that you wanted to lose, as you're sitting here listening to this, let's say that you wanted to lose 10 or 15 pounds, right? Let's call it 10 for ease of numbers, right? I want to lose 10 pounds right now as I sit here. Okay, let's say that we do nothing between now and the new year, and we are able to maintain. We start the new year, we still have to lose 10 pounds. Okay? If we do what we probably are going to do when we combine high stress with opportunity, we might gain 5 pounds. Like, that's not out of the realm of possibilities for us over the next 6 weeks with the opportunities that we have. It might be more than 5 pounds, honestly. I think of the Friends episode of when Joey and Ross are climbing down the fire escape, and Joey goes,
back to front,
"Oh my gosh, Ross, how much do you weigh, Ross?" And Ross goes, "I prefer not to answer that right now. I'm still carrying a little holiday weight." But it's a thing, right? Like holiday weight. Like, oh, I put on a little bit of holiday weight. And so let's just call it 5 pounds. Now we start January and we have 15 pounds to lose or more, but call it 15. If we were able to go through the next 6 weeks and lose maybe 2 pounds, and I'm not saying that's a big thing. Now, all of a sudden, we start January and we have 8 pounds to lose, which is a 7-pound swing from what we might have to do, or more, 7 to 10 pounds less. 7 to 10 pounds is another 2 to 5 months. And so now we're talking about losing 15 pounds. If you're like, hey, I want to do it for summer, losing 15 pounds for summer is reasonable, but like, you got to make sure that you're on, like you don't have necessarily a ton of time to waste to do that. Losing 7 pounds, you could do that not trying nearly as hard. Like you're virtually guaranteed, if you've lost 2 pounds already, like you're virtually guaranteed to hit where you're looking to get by May.
Yeah.
Like you're almost guaranteed to do that. And I'm talking about losing 2 pounds in 6 weeks. That is an absolute, like, you can do that and still enjoy yourself all the time. And we'll do that math here in a minute. But that's a huge component to it. But that's just the math piece of it. This is like the bigger problem. This is the bigger problem. Because it's not just 5 pounds that we gain. And we also don't end up starting January 1 if we don't. That's the problem. Because if you punt on these 6 weeks because it's going to be too hard, it's going to be very difficult. Or maybe you don't do nothing, but you kind of meander your way through it, and you don't do a lot. It's hard to then just kick yourself into gear just because it's January, particularly if you've spent 5 or 6 weeks not really caring all that much about it.
Right.
Because motivation is a momentum game.
Right.
And your momentum has been going in the wrong direction. It's not that it hasn't been going. It's been going in the wrong direction. So you have to stop the momentum in the direction that you're going, turn around, and start moving it in the right direction.
And you've talked about it time and time again. It's the whole all or nothing thing that happens in January. People like go real hard, but that's impossible to maintain. So
and you feel like you have to,
right?
Because you're where you are. Because you're where you are, and you have to, and you feel terrible, and you have to, like, oh my gosh, I'm even further from where I was, and I have to like make up for lost time, and you try to undo the last 6 weeks in 2 weeks, and you can't do it.
Can't do that.
And then you feel discouraged and you give up, or you struggle through it for a month because it's like challenging. And this is what happens. This is the part where it's like, I've seen this so many times, gang, and it's why people wake up and they're like, I don't know what happened. It's because you're going to spend the next 6 weeks and it's going to be too hard. And you might try, but you might, not really try, or feel guilty for not knowing how to navigate it. And then you wake up in January and you try to do something extreme, and then you can't stick with it. And so then you decide late January to try to do something more sustainable, but then your kid gets sick in February, because they get sick every freaking February. And then you go on a vacation at the end of February once the kid starts to get healthy, or in March or something like that. And then somebody gets sick again, or spring sports start in April. You go on another vacation. Then it's May-tember and the craziness of the end of the school year. And then school ends and it's summertime, and it's the craziness of summertime that we talked about at the beginning of summer. And then it's back to school, and then we do the back to school thing, and it's like, oh, I got to get back to it. And then it's October, and then it's the holidays, and we run through this. And this is how 6 weeks turns into 6 years. And we wake up and we go, oh my goodness, what happened? And it's because you did the same thing over and over again. And so we have to not punt on the end of the year. And so I'm telling you the honest truth. If you are not willing to at least attempt to do something throughout November and December, you will not do it in January. I've just seen it. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm wrong 1 out of 100 times maybe on this. Like, there is
about this. Let's be clear.
Yeah, about this. No, I'm right about a lot of stuff. But
You're right about a lot of stuff.
I'm right about a lot of stuff. But I'm also wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm very wrong. This is not something I'm wrong on. I've done this long enough to know, like, 1 out of 100 people are going to do it, and I'm telling you, you're not the exception. You're just not. Or banking on being the exception is like having your retirement plan be the lottery. Like, you might get lucky, but that's a terrible plan.
Yes, it is.
Okay? So, how do we actually navigate the holidays? How do I lose 10 or 2 pounds, Jeff, while not torturing myself for the next 6 weeks? Great question. I would love to tell you. First, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have, it's on my website, or you can message me for it. I have the holiday nutrition cheat sheet, and I go through what this looks like example days, how you do the calendar, the whole thing on how you can do this. So either download it from my website, go to the guides, or just DM me holiday cheat sheet, and I'll send it to you. Worth doing. But I'm going to walk you through it process-wise. This is the thing that we have to first distinguish, though. There's a difference between special occasions and social occasions. Right now, this drink that I'm having with Amy, this is a social occasion.
Social.
Right? Because we could have done this any week.
Yeah.
Sorry, I bit of an ice cube.
Totally fine.
Social occasion, not special occasion. Twins' birthday on next Wednesday is a special occasion. That happens once a year. Thanksgiving, special occasion. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, special occasions. The, office Christmas party at, Buffalo Wild Wings, you get to decide whether that's special or not. To me, probably not, right? Like when I go to the 6 a.m. group, that trains with me, the small group, we've done for the last few years, one of the couples hosts everybody at their house for like a Christmas party at their house in early December. That's a social occasion.
Lovely. Yeah.
It's lovely. That's a social occasion. Okay. There are kind of like boundaries on a social occasion, right? Like we can be a person, in those situations. Am I going to like gatekeep what I eat on Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever it is? No, because those are like, I can count them on my one hand, the number of them, and I don't care what they are. Okay. Whether you really love New Year's Eve, I will be in bed by 8:30. Right? But if you're a New Year's Eve person, right, if you have a special family party that you do, I don't care what it is, but like figure out what are your special occasions and what are your social occasions. All right. And honestly, you should not have more than 4 special occasions in a 2-month period. I don't care how many birthdays there are. Like you should not have more than 4 that are like legitimately special. And on those days, like, again, it doesn't have to be the entire day, because think about this way. Thanksgiving's a meal. And maybe there's like a tradition that you do earlier part of the day, but like Thanksgiving's a meal. Christmas Day is all Christmas Day. Maybe you do the morning, whatever it is. Christmas Eve is a meal, right? The party is an evening. It's not the whole day. It's certainly not the entire weekend.
Right.
So again, there are 6 weeks from when this goes live until the end of the year. That is 42 days. Let's just do some very simple math on this. Let's say you eat 3 meals a day, right? You might eat more frequently than that, less frequently. I don't really care. 3 meals a day times 42 days is 126 meals between now and the end of the year. Let's give you all the meals on Thanksgiving, all the meals on Christmas, and then Christmas Eve and 4 other social occasions. So 3 on Thanksgiving, 3 on Christmas, and 4 others. That's 10. Total opportunities to just, I don't even give a flying fig Newton what you eat on those.
Flying fig Newton.
Okay. That means that there are, what is that left? 116 eating opportunities for you to be on track. As a percentage, in case you are curious, 116 divided by 126 is 92%. 92% of your, and I gave you, like, that was plenty of opportunity.
10 is awfully generous. So I'm thinking about Thanksgiving. We eat Thanksgiving dinner midday. I think I eat breakfast and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like because it's
and like, what is your breakfast on that day? Like, is it a quality breakfast? You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is. And let's go bonkers with them. Let's say that every single one of those meals is 500 calories over.
Oh, okay.
Which would be a lot.
It's a lot.
That's 5,000 calories. 10 times 500. 5,000 calories. That is less. That is less than a pound and a half. So if you were, I'm going to do the math here the other direction. So call 116 meals, right? Between the 116 meals, right? That's all of those things. And let's just say all of those meals were 100 calories under maintenance, whatever it is, right? That is 100 calories under maintenance is 11,600, right? There's your 2 pounds, gang.
So it can be done relatively easily.
Like that's
be conscious
easy
about it. Yeah.
And so what is it that we like? And again, I get that I went extremes on both ends. Okay. So what is it that we do? We pick those spots and we plan them on purpose. And then when the inevitable social occasion comes up, because this is what it is. This is where we get screwed. You're going to walk into the office and somebody's going to have brought Christmas cookies. But they're not going to be good Christmas cookies. They're going to be like from a tin.
Right.
They're going to be the Market Basket one was with green icing on them that tastes like nothing. But they're going to be there.
So gross. Yeah.
They're going to be there. Right? And you could just do it. But this is the thing, like, do you actually care about that? No. If you
care
didn't,
about the person's feelings who brought the 50-cent Market Basket cookies, no.
But again,
maybe
like,
if they made homemade ones, I might, take a nibble.
Yeah, but again, like, do we need it?
No.
Or would I rather, because this is the thing about the special occasions and social occasions, I would rather be able to, when I go to this packed Christmas party, it's a social occasion, I'm going to have 2, maybe 3 drinks. We'll see if I have to drive.
3 drinks.
Right? 3 drinks is a lot for Jeff.
That's a lot for a lot of people.
That's where Jeff needs a driver, right? Or I need to be there for like 4 hours. But like, I want to be able to do that and not worry about it. Now, while I'm there, am I going to nibble on all the like accoutrements and things like that? No, I'm going to eat most likely before I go because I know what the food spread's going to be. It's just going to be a bunch of appetizers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to eat dinner before I go. So then I can enjoy the parts of it that I want to have versus like filling up on pigs in blankets. Because I don't really like pigs in blankets. They're fine, but like I would never go to the store and make them for myself.
No.
And so you can also even think about this, like you can Tetris this around. Like I will have a really high quality breakfast on Thanksgiving. I'm not going to have the chips and dip at Thanksgiving because I don't really care. Like, are chips and dip good? Of course they are.
Of course they're good.
You know what's better? Apple pie. Apple pie is better. You know what's better?
Cranberry curd tart. Cranberry curd tart is better. Oh, okay. Okay, don't give me that face. It's delicious. I get requests for it every year.
Curd, this is the problem. Curd
it's so tart.
Curd sounds too much like turd to me. Like,
okay.
I can't.
Okay, fair. It's fair.
I can't wrap my head around.
Oh my god! I'm gonna make you a.
I have no doubt.
Curd tart.
Your desserts are legendary.
I mean, look at my sweatshirt, sir.
Salted butter.
It's a stick of butter.
That's
I am
fantastic.
who I am. I am who I am.
But again, like on all of these things, we can also pick our spots. So like I'll give for instance, Christmas morning, it was a tradition of mine growing up and it was a tradition of Megan's growing up that we have Pillsbury cinnamon rolls for breakfast on Christmas morning. Delicious. And it was like funny because we both had this tradition. And so of course we carried it forward with the kids. I have that. That's also not all I have for breakfast.
Right.
What is my normal breakfast? My normal breakfast is scrambled eggs and egg whites
and oatmeal.
With oatmeal and blueberries. What is my breakfast on Christmas morning? It's scrambled eggs and egg whites, and then I replace the oatmeal with the couple of cinnamon rolls. Like it's not, and so like the quality might go down. I might be a little bit more hungry later, but like the calories are probably about the same, plus minus 100. This is a decent sized bowl of oatmeal. and I only have 2 of those little cinnamon rolls. But I'm gonna have those things that I want to be able to be. I'm gonna have a couple protein shakes, like when we have Christmas Day dinner. You know what I mean? Like there's protein on the table, gang. Like there's veggies on the table. Like you can make it be a halfway decent meal, and then have yourself a dessert afterward. But it does the idea, and I don't even if you were to go the other, then I went 500 over, but like you could do this where it's like that's a 1,500 over maintenance day. That's eating 4,000 calories or something like that for a lot of people. 3,500, 4,000 calories is a lot of food.
It's a lot of food.
It's a lot of food. So you got to pick your spots, and you pick them on purpose ahead of time. I'm looking at the calendar right now, and I know when they are. And you know what makes it a lot easier for me to say no to the just like upstairs right now are apple cider donuts which are like one of my favorite things in the whole world.
That's a vice.
Like I would eat apple cider donuts like without, but like for me, I'm like apple cider donuts have their season, and like the season ended at the end of October. Like that's what
it did. I don't want them
like
anymore.
I have to like hold that boundary because I wanted to be able to, and especially tonight, right? Like because I wasn't planning for it, but I was planning to have my cocktail tonight. So it's not like I'm gonna have both. I made a decision, and then I'm gonna keep the promise I made to myself. Everybody's like, how do you have discipline? It's like I made a decision and then I just keep my promises to myself. My 5-year-old is like black and white with this right now. Levi is having a hard time with this. Like he has a hard time like distinguishing between like I said I'd do that versus like a promise. But like if I say, yeah, we can do that, and then we don't do it, he's like, you broke your promise.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I didn't promise, but I did say that we could do that. You're right. And I apologize. Like on the way to school today, he asked me if we could watch a specific show this afternoon when he got back. And I forgot. And when we got home, I played a different show. And then he didn't say anything about it. And then we're at the dinner table and he's having an absolute meltdown about what I gave him for dinner. And I'm like, what is going on, dude? He's like, you told me we would watch whatever show, and we didn't. You broke your promise. And so he's upset about that. And it's like impacting his dinner and all this kind of stuff. Like my 5-year-old gets it, guys. Like just keep your dang promises. Like this isn't that difficult. Like why is it that you would break your promise? We wouldn't break your promise to your kid on purpose or to somebody else. Right. Like I felt horrible. I was like, oh man, like I totally forgot. Like I just forgot. I feel badly. But like why is it okay for me to do that to me? So you make the decision ahead of time. You know what's coming. Like this is the season of traditions. Like you know what you're eating on things. You're not going to be surprised on Thanksgiving with what like Auntie Sue is going to bring the chocolate. You know what I mean? They're going to bring the chips. Like you know what's for Christmas dinner. You know what's on Christmas Eve. You know that these things are coming. So plan for the things that you really care about. And then all the stuff that you get surprised by, you probably don't care all that much about. Maybe you build in one of your 10 or call it 12. I don't care. Pick a number. You could do 15 for all I care and just be a little bit more moderate with it. But like build in 1 or 2 to be like something's going to come up, you know? But build in 1 or 2 that something comes up. But if you use your something comes up, you don't get another one.
Exactly.
This isn't Monopoly where you get $200. Like you don't get $200 just for participating. You don't get more. Like if you use your money on something, you don't get to then be like, this is why there's this thing. You're not the US government where you could just keep borrowing on a credit card that like at some point the bill comes due.
Yeah. So
just like allot yourself a certain amount. Plan for where they're going to be. When it happens that maybe you don't stick with it because something comes up that you were anticipating, find where you're going to pull it from. It might mean, oh my goodness, that you go to the office Christmas party and you don't drink. Will the world end? No. Like what matters to you in freaking 30 years? It's not the couple drinks. But can you do something like make a decision for yourself for the sake of your health and your family? And again, like I'm giving you like DNA evidence that this is doable. It just takes a plan. And so the final couple tips that I will do with this with you is, have I talked about the yes sandwich on the podcast yet?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So big important thing, just I've touched on it, but I've said it a couple times, but I'll say it again here. When you plan those meals, also plan the meal right before and the meal right after.
Mm-hmm.
The meal right before reminds you that it's happening. The meal right after gives you the best opportunity to get right back on track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have your yes, you sandwich it between two decisions that you feel really proud of. Gives you the opportunity, because the problem is not the 10 things. The problem
Mm-hmm.
is when the 10 things turns into 20 things because you punt on the whole day because you had a brunch with your girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, the day's ruined. Like, just no, it's not.
So,
Every eating opportunity is an opportunity to get back on track.
so for example, for your Thanksgiving day, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have probably your egg whites, oatmeal, so you're
Mm-hmm.
satiated. Then you'll have your. Does
We will
your
do. We'll do cinnamon rolls on Thanksgiving too.
really okay?
Yeah, I don't know why when that became a thing, but we just do it on both.
Love it.
Yeah,
Your Thanksgiving meal is midday or is it later in the
like
day?
mid afternoon. It's like 2.
Will you have a dinner?
I'll have something light. Like
Okay.
but I'll have an on track dinner. So
Right.
like I'll have my day, because again I eat 5 times in a day. Like I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then I have morning and afternoon snacks. On
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving, I'll eat 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have breakfast. I'll have a protein shake,
Mm-hmm.
like at like 11, right before we get where we're going, so that
Right.
I'm not tempted to have all of the snacky
All the
snacks,
things. Right.
right? And then I'll eat at 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a reasonable, I'm not going to eat to the point of total discomfort,
You're not
right?
going to take a trip to nap.
No. Well, I might get nappy tired because I'm, whatever, but like I'll have plenty of turkey,
Mm-hmm.
which is a great protein
That's
source,
so great.
right? I'll have a little bit of mashed potatoes, but I'll have more stuffing because I love the stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have we usually have, it's like squash or something. I forget
Mm-hmm.
what it is. It's like squash and turnips or something like that, and some green beans. And then I'll have a roll. That's the one time of the year that I'll have a roll. And so I'll do that. So again, if I looked at my plate, I'll still basically follow the portion plate. It'll be a bigger plate than normal, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll still basically follow the portion plate, where a third of my plate's going to be turkey, a
Mm-hmm.
third of my plate is going to be squash and green beans, and a third of my plate is going to be carbs,
The other stuff. Yeah.
and I'm gonna be less on the mashed potatoes and more on the stuffing, because I prefer the stuffing in the roll than the mashed potatoes, because my mom's stuffing is fantastic and it has a little bonus protein in it because it's got some sausage.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really care all that much about that. Like I'm not counting that on that day. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'll have apple pie
Mm-hmm.
a couple hours later, and then like in the evening, I'll probably have I'll probably just have eggs, honestly. Again, like I'll just have another thing of eggs, or I'll have a protein shake, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. I'll literally just have
Just
something
protein.
yeah, just some protein. And it's just like more just to make sure that I don't wake up in the morning like a
Starving.
savage animal,
Yeah.
And it's just something to kind of top me off, because like the idea that I'm going to go from 4:30 until bedtime without eating, I don't care how much I ate.
Yeah.
It'll usually be after we put the kids to bed. So it'll be like
Mm.
7:30 or something like that. I'll come down, I'll make some eggs, and then I'll be done for the day.
I
So
think I
again,
think that's helpful for me to hear because generally think I'll eat breakfast. I eat Thanksgiving. We call it
mm-hmm,
Thanksgiving dinner, but it's a 2.
mm-hmm,
And then I don't eat again for the rest of the day. But then the
yeah,
next day I wake up like ready to eat anything that I can get my hands on, which is generally
yeah,
leftovers.
yeah. And so it's not
Yeah.
a bad idea to, again, like eating proactively.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like, I'm not usually hungry by the time I have that protein shake at 11,
Yeah.
but I'm eating so that I don't get hungry later. Like
And make poor decisions. Yeah.
I'm not generally hungry at 7:30
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is, 6:30, 7:30, but I'll have the eggs, because if I'm up at 9:30 or something like that, I'm going to get munchy.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to be around? What am I going to go to at 9:30? Like I'm not going to make a good decision at that point. And I'm also going to wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh my gosh, like ravenous."
Mm-hmm.
Or I might not sleep well because I'm not super satisfied. I might wake up kind of hungry in the middle of the night. And
Mm-hmm.
so always something just a little bit light, but some protein, just kind of get through the evening. And then it's a similar setup on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have the eggs and the protein, right? I'll have a protein shake kind of mid-morning or something like that. We'll have kind of a mid-afternoon meal, and then I'll have like the mid-afternoon meal is a little bit smaller usually on Christmas Day. And again, but it's a similar thing. It might be a ham or whatever it is. And then I'll have, and again, it might be a little bit different this year because my parents are going to come to us as opposed to us going there, but we'll figure it out. But it's oftentimes like my dad will make a lasagna for that 2 p.m. meal. So again, it's not like I'm getting a crap ton of protein from that, but I'll eat it and it's great. And I get my protein there. And then we'll have like ham at Megan's parents in the evening, and I'll have plenty of ham. And then I'll probably have a protein shake, but I won't have quite as much lasagna. And I'll have a slice of, we do a birthday cake for Jesus every year.
That's so cute.
Well, because when I was like two or 3 years old, I asked my mom, I was like, why do we do Christmas and Jesus' birthday? And I was like, are we going to have a cake? And so then we started making a cake, and now it's tradition 30 years later that we still make Jesus' birthday cake. And my mom makes a great cake. So I'll have a slice of Jesus' birthday cake, and I'll probably have a Christmas cookie. But I'll be like, hey, and I might not hit my normal amount of protein on that day. And that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fine. Because what I do is Boxing Day morning, wake up, eggs, oatmeal, blueberries.
Right. You're right back on track.
Right back on track. And again, like Christmas Eve, our dinner that we have, and again, I'm not 100% that we're going to do that this year, but like what we've done for the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years is I've made beef Wellington for Christmas Eve, which is incredible. But again, that meal.
Do you accept guests for Christmas Eve? I'm just asking for a friend.
I would if it wasn't like ridiculously expensive and so much ever.
We have a huge family blowout on Christmas Eve with John's whole family.
Yeah,
but they have a big ham and they have veggies.
But like that meal is, again, it's lean beef, like it's beef tenderloin with mushrooms, a little bit of prosciutto and puff pastry. So the prosciutto and puff pastry are bonus. A little bit of mashed potatoes. I don't go nuts with the mashed potatoes because I got the puff pastry, and then I do roasted Brussels sprouts with a little sauce on it, and it's delicious. It's simple and it's fantastic, and that's what we do. And then I'll have a Christmas cookie or two. That
Wellington,
and it's great. Like that's. But like Christmas Eve day, breakfast, morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, totally normal.
Yep.
On the day of the Christmas party, it will be a totally normal day all the way through dinner, and I'll just have a couple of drinks at night. Like it's a matter of like, can I just have a normalcy that doesn't, because and we talked about this when we talked about the menu planning, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes ago, where I was like, guys, the problem is not that the meals that you're making at home and the things that you're planning to make are not high enough quality for the most part. Like maybe it's that, but that's like the top 10% of stuff. The 90% is all the other stuff that you're eating that's not on your plan.
Right.
Like it's not that I had lasagna on Christmas Day that my dad made. It's that I had 2 cider donuts on a random Thursday in November. I had apple pie for 6 days after Thanksgiving. I had Christmas cookies from the first batch that I made on December 1st, basically 3 a night for the entire month of December. It's not the fact that, the ham has a little bit more fat on it than, like, no, that's not it.
Not it.
There's too much butter in the mashed potatoes. Like, no, that's not the problem.
It's everything else.
It's all of the unplanned stuff that adds up. And so this is what I'm talking about. If you can be out in front of this, if you can plan this, this is the huge benefit of it too, guys. Like, this is the part that I want to just make so clear. It's freeing. It's freeing. It's not imprisonment to do it. When you have boundaries create freedom. This is where people get it backward. People think boundaries make freedom not the case. Like, no, you are free within the boundaries that you've created, and you get to set them wherever you want. I said 10, you could do 15, 20, I don't care what the number is, but like set a boundary and then live within it. The problem is that you are boundaryless.
And then are surprised.
and then are surprised, but then you're also like, it's disconcerting. It's like, you're like, why is my kid misbehaving? It's like, because there's no rules.
There's no rules, right?
And so they're dysregulated. Like, you are walking, like, we are our children. I've said this for 5 years. We are our children. Like, we don't grow up. We have the same problems. You are dysregulated. For the next 6 weeks, you're going to be dysregulated unless you regulate your own damn self, because you're an adult.
Anybody else really like cocktail, Jeff? I'm almost done. Are you? Oh,
no. I got like one sip left. I'm going to finish it for my final thought here. Like, it's your job to create the boundaries and then just live within them. Like, what matters to you? But when you have these boundaries, like the fact that I can go to this thing and be like, I can eat these cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning totally guilt-free. Because I planned them. I mean, for me, I planned them 7 years. I know exactly what I'm going to eat for Christmas morning 6 years from now. You know what I mean? Like, that boundary's been set. Like, I know that I'm going to have a couple drinks on December 6th or whatever day is the part. I don't even know what it is. But, like, I'm going to have a couple drinks that night. And I'm going to go and I'm going to have a great time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to feel guilty about it at all. And I'm not going to wake up in the morning and feel guilty about it. And I'm not going to try to starve myself ahead of time to feel, like it's just freeing to go and be like, I can enjoy this. And I'm going to tell you something. It tastes better. It tastes better guilt-free.
Those 10 meals taste better.
They taste better guilt-free. Yeah. It's like when it's like,
yeah,
I know I've given this analogy.
Out about it.
I know that I've given this analogy before, but like, have you saved up and gone on a vacation and like knew that you like paid for it? Like, or yes. I'll give a different example. Have you ever been on an all-inclusive vacation?
Yes. I did a cruise once when I was single. It was freaking awesome. Not because I'm a cruise person.
No, but what's so awesome about all-inclusive?
I knew that there were not going to be any like surprise stress financial things for me. I paid up front. I had no surprises.
You're covered.
And I could do whatever I wanted to do.
You can, within the boundaries, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's so incredible because you know that it's guilt-free. And even if you've saved up for a vacation and you know what it is, you're like,
well, yeah.
Like, is that really what I want to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, every decision is like a little bit in the back of your mind. Like, is that on track? Is that what I want to do? Like, am I going to regret this later? It's like going into the season we talked about with spending money. It's like you're like, I have a budget. Like, we've been saving up for Christmas all dang year. I don't think we have enough. Like, quite frankly, I don't think we have enough for what we need to spend money on. Like, it's just bonkers how much stuff costs. And I look at it and I say, all right, are we going to, like, every decision that we make becomes a cost. And at some point we're going to wake up and we're like, oh man, that was more than I wanted it to be. And every decision gets second guessed. And so you don't get to enjoy it quite as much because you're like, that's going to come back at some point. That's going to affect this other thing. But if you have planned it and you could be like, I don't have to, like, there's a little part of you in the back of your head. If you are not planning this, you know that the decisions that you're making now, you're going to have to make up for in January. And then you're feeling slightly guilty about it. But then you're like, that's future me's problem. Right. And then future you wakes up like Monday morning you and goes, damn it, past Jeff, why couldn't you just lay the papers out to make it easier for me? You leave the desk in shambles and I walk down here and I have to undo all of the stuff that I should have done on Friday before I can even start what I wanted to do on Monday. And so I start Monday in a bad mood. And then what happens is it throws off the whole week. And then I get to Friday and what happens? I'm exhausted. I'm burnt out because I started the week making up for last. This is what happens every freaking year. Every freaking year.
Like you said, the bill comes due.
Bill comes due. It's gonna come due. So just make the decision about what do you want it to be. And it's a lot easier to just pay the bill ahead of time. Like, it's earmarked. Like, it's not fun to write the check or, see the credit card come out for the all-inclusive thing.
No.
It's not fun in the moment to be like, okay, all right, that's a lot. Okay, I guess that's what I'm doing.
But once
And
it's paid, it's paid.
But once it's paid, it's paid. And the money's gone. And you might be like, okay, I can't make all of these other decisions that come up along the way because I already paid for this vacation. But okay, good.
Good.
Because you wanted to do the vacation.
Yeah.
You wanted to do it. So when all of these other things come up along the way, when you made the decision, like I'm going to enjoy Pillsbury cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning. I'm going to enjoy Jesus' birthday cake on Christmas Day. I'm going to enjoy apple pie on Thanksgiving. I'm going to have a couple of cocktails on New Year's Eve, whatever it is that you're going to do. I made the decision ahead of time. So when the thing comes up, you're like, I can't afford to do that. Can't afford to do that. I made this other decision. I'm committed to this. Mm-hmm. It's like if you have plans. If you have plans with somebody, you don't cancel those plans because more interesting plans came up. And this is the other thing. It's usually not more interesting plans. It's the market basket cookies that you don't really care about. Like the better plans are later. You're just not patient enough to wait for them.
Exactly.
Because we want what's now. Like just like have a little bit of patience. Like talk to yourself like you talk to your kids. Like, can you just be patient? Can you just wait? I told the kids, I'm like, can you just wait a second? Like you hear all three of you talking at me and you see me cooking dinner right now. Can you wait 2 minutes for me to get you the tape to make the book that you're trying to make? Like I get that it's the most important thing in the world to you right now, but like it'll be there in 2 minutes.
Right.
Like I get that looks really yummy right now, but there'll be a better thing in 2 days. Mm-hmm. You can't wait 2 days
for that thing.
And on the heels of it, there's a lot better in your life 2 years from now if you do make the decision to wait 2 days and keep the promises you make to yourself. Because even if you lose no weight, this is my final thought, even if you lose no weight over the next 6 weeks and you just maintain it, but you're being intentional about it, you know what you start January doing? You're cruising. You're cruising. You're not trying to stop momentum in the wrong direction. You are keeping momentum going in the direction that you want to go because now we have less stress and we have less opportunity. So even if you pick 25 days and you just maintain for the next 6 weeks and you woke up, or 25 occasions, right? And you woke up on January 1st and you were exactly the same weight that you were right now, but you were intentional about the next 6 weeks. One, you'll be the 10-pound person. You'll still be at 10 pounds and you'll be at 8 pounds by the end of January. Mm-hmm. You'll probably be less, honestly. And you will still have virtually guaranteed yourself to have achieved your goal by the time summer rolls around because you made decisions now. That is my cocktail-inspired rant.
I really liked it. There you go.
That was wonderful. So, again, I will say this. 2 things for you to do from here. Okay, if you didn't already listen to the episode before this, go listen to it. Mm-hmm. On the mindset about this. Honestly, it might be one of my favorite episodes that we've done.
Yeah, I liked it. I also really like this one, but that's because I've had wine.
So yeah.
I like everything but I've had wine.
But listen to that one. If you want like a literal roadmap of how to do this, like it written out for you and like a calendar that you can print and make for yourself, I have it in the holiday nutrition cheat sheet. It's on my website, or just DM me holiday cheat sheet and I'll send it to you. And again, if you want somebody to walk with you through this, I do this once a year for people who are ready to take action, who are tired of running in the same cycle. I will cover December. You have no excuses. December's on me. And we'll work together through the end of March. DM me Black Friday or longer. Like we could work together longer, but at a minimum, we'll do that. And you will be in a very different, if you want to change your life and enjoy yourself the holiday season, but actually start January in a positive place versus the same way that you've started it every year for the last decade. DM me Black Friday. Let's get going. But again, it's done. End of November, it's done because this is for action takers. Because if you're going to keep doing the same thing, if you're waiting for the right time, it's not for you. Like I'm not going to cover time for people who are going to wait. I'm going to cover it if you're like, I'm tired of waiting.
I think that's fair.
But I'll cover it for you if you want to. Appreciate y'all listening. Do all the things you do. Share with a friend. Like, rate, subscribe. Appreciate you being here. Have a pleasant evening. This has been the Fit Parent Podcast.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.